Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Virological. We do provide all interesting and amazing facts based on different categories, and separate them via specific playlists under one channel. Hope you guys have liked our previous video regarding, can you live your entire life without expectation, or it's already in our nature? In case anyone have missed the video, the link is there in the description. Today we will discuss about, can you really sense long before it happens? The first thing that comes to our mind when we think about this type of questions is psychology. Research in psychology seeks to understand and explain how people think, act, and feel. The job of the conscious mind is to form a story out of all our sensations and reflections. Life as we experience it is not just a series of unconnected thoughts and events. It's a coherent narrative unfolding in an orderly universe. But sometimes we have experiences that don't fit our expectations, and may even contradict what science has taught us is possible. In our attempts to accommodate such outlier phenomena, we often turn to unproven forces or entities. We start to believe in the paranormal. In psychology world, intuition is a buildup of experiences, instincts and senses, which includes heightening the touch, feeling, sight, hearing, and taste to its very peak. So, what is intuition really? Intuition is a knowing that cannot be explained by fact or thought, but through a deep inner feeling. It's those I feel it in my gut and something doesn't feel quite right moments, and you can't explain why. Another way we can tell like, intuition is a person's capacity to obtain or have direct knowledge and immediate insight, without observation or reason. Intuition is more of your ability to sense things before they hit you. For example, when you meet someone for the first time and shake hands, you may intuitively sense through touch and sight that you can't trust this person. This could be an intense feeling, because in your heart and gut you know that something is wrong. You may not know exactly why or have any logical reasoning for feeling that way, but at that very moment, you know that you have to listen, and to trust that overwhelming feeling of danger. Anomalous experience of this sort ranges from sensing a strange vibe in a room, to feeling outside your own body. We often explain such experiences using concepts related to spirits, luck, witchcraft, psychic powers, life energy, or more terrestrial and extraterrestrial entities. Such explanations are often more appealing, or at least more intuitive, than blaming an odd experience on a trick of the mind. One of the most common anomalous experiences is the sense of being stared at. When you see someone gazing directly at you, emotions become activated. It can be exciting or comforting or creepy, and this visceral charge can give the impression that gazes transfer energy. Further, if you feel uncomfortable and check to see whether someone is looking at you, your movement may draw attention, confirming your suspicions. Confused? Let's jump into some real-life example. Ever feel like you know the phone is going to ring and who is calling? We all have experienced this phenomenon, and when it happens once in a while we can chalk it up to coincidence. Or perhaps there are people who call you regularly at expected times. Those instances we can dismiss. But have you ever sensed a phone call from someone totally unexpected? Perhaps someone you haven't heard from in years? Then the phone rings and it is the person. This could be an indication of the psychic phenomenon, known as precognition, which falls under knowing something before it happens. And if this kind of thing happens on a regular basis, then you might be psychic. Strange? Another one, have you ever feel like you regularly tell your friends what is going to happen to them, and it suddenly does? Do you have a habit of telling friends and family about specific experiences they are going to have? Do you sometimes warn them ahead of time about dangers or circumstances that would not be in their best interest? Are you right more often than not? Because we know our friends and family well, it certainly is logical to assume that we can sometimes predict what might happen to them, both good and bad. This is simply because we know their personalities, their habits and even some of their plans, and we can make reasonable guesses. This is not what we're talking about. We're talking about strong feelings that you have, that seem to come out of nowhere and are not based on anything you know about the person, about something that is about to happen to them. It's a powerful feeling and you are compelled to tell them about it, even warn them if necessary. If those events come to pass, you might be psychic. Last one. Ever have a feeling like you know a place before you go to it? Perhaps you have had the experience or going to a person's house that you've never been to before, yet everything about it is familiar. This can happen with house shopping too. You know exactly where every room is, what it looks like, and how it is decorated. You may even have knowledge of tiny details, such as chipped paint or unusual light fixtures. Yet you know you have never been there before. It could be that you have been to the place before and have forgotten. Or perhaps this is a case of déjà vu, that eerie feeling that we've done or seen an exact thing before. But déjà vu is usually a fleeting about a brief exchange of words, gestures or sights. If you don't believe, see the book The Déjà Vu Enigma by Marie D. Jones and Larry Flaxman. Conclusion? It's up to you that. Do you want to build on your gifts or would you rather not experience your psychic abilities? You can deal this in two ways possibly. Either you can shut them down by stating your intention clearly. Meditation may also help in this case, or to develop and find out your special psychic abilities, as you naturally have this ability. All psychic gifts can be harnessed and strengthened, like any other skill. We tend to believe, because of what we've seen in movies, that being psychic is something you're born with. In truth, every practicing psychic will tell you that they develop their gift through dedication and practice, and that you can too. According to them, don't be frightened of your extrasensory perception, know that it is indeed a gift, and remember, whatever it is you see, it was going to happen anyway. The bottom line is that there are scientifically valid reasons to trust your feelings, perceptions, and intuitions, even when you can't sense how you sense them. Share your views in the comment box. If you have faced any type of psychic incidents in your life, we would love to hear them, and maybe also you can find someone with the same special abilities like you. So that includes today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Also, if you want to know about any things, any category, let us know in the comment box and we will try to make a video regarding your thoughts. Hit the like button and subscribe, it will encourage us for our upcoming video, and also the feeling like we have added some value to the society. See you all next time.